There's one thing about van life. No one really escapes. Something is always breaking. And honestly, that's true in any home. But when your home is a tiny metal box on wheels, you can't really ignore your problems. When you can touch both walls at the same time, every little issue is right there in your face. Today, that issue is my battery. For the last 5 years, I've been living off the same 100 amp hour lithium battery, and it's been pretty good to me. But just like your phone after a few years, it doesn't hold a charge the way it used to. Lately, every cloudy day has made me anxious. I've watched my power drop faster than it should. I've had to skip work sometimes just to save enough energy to keep my fridge running. And that's when I knew that it was time. So today, I'm finally changing my van's house battery. I found that one that is more powerful, yet is still small enough for my tiny space, and hopefully will finally give me back my peace of mind. So let's see if it's actually worth it. And just to be clear, I'm not an electrician, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just someone who's learning by doing, making mistakes and figuring things out one step at a time. That step is usually after breakfast. So if you're living in a van or a camper or a tiny home and you have a project that you've been putting off, hopefully this video will help you see that it's probably better to go ahead and get that project done. It's going to save you a lot of stress. And it's going to make the rest of your days a whole lot simpler. Right now we are currently at my mailbox and I have my new battery. It's in this box right here. And first step is that I have to move everything out of the way. Luckily, my battery is in this box right here, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue. I shouldn't have to move too much, but a lot of the switches and electrical that I'm going to need to disconnect are going to be in that box over there. So let's go ahead and first take this all apart. So here is my electrical, and here are my switches. This is when I drive. Here's my solar switch, and then I should have my main power right here. Yep, there goes the lights. So all of the power is now off, and we got this thing. So here is my old battery that I'm going to be replacing, and then here is my new battery. Oh, you're such a good boy. Okay, so this is my new battery, and I measured it online, but it does look like it might be too big. Which would be very upsetting. Very, very upsetting. But I guess we'll see what happens, right? It does look significantly larger than my old battery. I measured, we just have to trust. I can't believe I haven't done these bolts in 5 years. I can't believe I've been in the van for 5 years. It's been an amazing 5 years. Full of lots of learning and lots of lessons, lots of experiences. Okay, let's see. I think I have lock washers on here, and that's one reason why it's just extra tight. Stay. Okay. And here is the side-by-side of my old and new battery. The height difference, they are pretty much the same, but this one is 330 amp hours and this is 100 amp hours. And this is a Battle Born, and this is just a Chinese battery that doesn't really have a name, but we'll see how it goes. I can return it until January 31st, so we have a few weeks to test it out and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over because I don't want the battery to move around while I'm driving. And I definitely don't want it to bump into the wall over here because I do have electrical that is on this side wall right here. And I have a drill in my roof, but I don't feel like going and getting my drill in my roof. So this is just going to be pure lady power. Okay, hopefully that'll be enough room. Let's try it again. Very good, very good. Okay. So just to give you guys an idea of what we are working with, we have all of this on the sidewall that we want to protect because that is all of these switches right here. And the battery fits, which is great, but right now it's rubbing very slightly right here. So I'm gonna try and move this over because there's still some empty space along this wall right there. And that way there'll be less pressure on this. And then we should be able to put it in and see if it works. Walter is doing his best to not be in the way. He's doing a very good job based on the fact that there's almost nowhere to go in the van. Right, Walter? Yeah, he's doing a good boy. Who's a good boy? Yeah. You are? Yeah, you are. Hi. Hi. I know, we've been so busy already this morning that I didn't even really say hi to you. Good morning. So this is where we're at. I went ahead and I moved this stopper over, and then I removed the one over here. I took this device that is right here, and it used to be on this wall, but it was in the way, so I moved that over here. And the battery should fit in. I can strap it down, attach everything, and then try and turn on the electricity and hope nothing blows up. So this is it all sat in there. This is probably the biggest battery I could get in here. This is max, and all of that space over there is filled up too, so hopefully this works well. There's no need to worry about it. That's not moving around, and That's what we want. We don't want everything moving about in here. Cool. And this is just to hold the battery down so that way it hopefully isn't jumping around as I drive, seeing as how we are in a moving object. Whew. Right now we have the new battery plugged in, and I have my Victron meter showing me that it's 1316, which isn't great. That means that it needs some charge, but it makes sense because it hasn't been plugged into anything. But let's see if the power will turn on. Power is on. So that's a good sign. Okay. Power's on, so twinkle lights are on. Hi, Walter. Oh. It actually took a couple of weeks of solar, driving, and even plugging into shore power to fully charge this battery. Honestly, I took that as a really good sign. It means that there's a lot of real capacity in there. This is a 300 amp hour lithium battery, which is more than 3 times what my first battery was when it was brand new. And after living with it for a month now, it's been doing really well. I feel so much more relaxed in my little home, and I'm not watching the clouds anymore. I'm not stressing over my voltage and every percentage dropping. If you're in a similar place and you're thinking about upgrading your own power system, I'll leave the battery I chose linked in the description. This isn't sponsored. This is something that I spent hours searching and researching, and I just want to help you. I'm just here to remind you before you go that every task feels a lot harder before you start. And I truly believe in you. I know you're much more capable than you think. At least I was a lot more capable than I thought, and I think you are too. So if you have something that you've been waiting to do, get out there and do it. I believe in you.